What's going on, YouTube? This is BBSP back with another video, and this is a follow up to shout out to Raw Status TV. He did a video recently talking about Rick Peckerwood, the Dick Bucher, and his so-called analysis of LeBron James, and he's not gonna make a legacy contender at the advanced age. Saying that if they got Kyrie Irving, they still wouldn't be contenders. We see the agenda behind that bullshit. But I'm here to talk about another thing this clown brought up on recently. Brought up on his on TV. Okay, couple weeks back, he posted his top 10 players of all time. I mean, and it was all bullshit in caps, you ask me. I don't know who he had in order, but I do know, I do remember him saying he had Kobe number 5, some shit like that. It said, as far as dominance, as far as winning, as far as all around complete game, he said Magic Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Tim Duncan, and LeBron James don't come close at all to Kobe Bryant. He actually said this shit. He actually said this bullshit, okay? Now, for all you Kobe fans out there, like I said, Kobe's a great player. Hands down, top 7, top 8 player of all time. Anybody who disputes that shit, they need to get their priorities in order and shit. But we gotta be realistic here, man. We gotta be realistic here, For as great as Kobe was, he didn't blossom, he didn't dominate, he didn't become a superstar until around 2002, 2003. Because before that, he was getting the Michael Jordan comparisons, but he wasn't nearly as dominant as Mike. So this is why I can't, for the life of me, I don't understand why people are so determined to say he's the closest thing to Michael Jordan. But that's further from the truth. Playing style-wise, approach to the game, yes. Playing style, yes. Skill set, yes. But here's the difference. Mike was dominant way more and way better than what Kobe was. Mike did it better. You know what I'm saying? Mike did it better. More efficient scorer, better playmaker. For as great as Kobe was, his playmaking abilities, were kind of shaky. And Mike was a better rebounder. Mike was a way better rebounder. And then, again, this is no shade against Kobe Bryant, but we see the agenda with Rick Bucher's Rick the Dick Bucher's punk ass, okay? Like, I'm gonna explain this shit away. It's not gonna take me long. I'm gonna explain this shit away right now, man. So he thinks he was adamant about this shit that Kobe Bryant is a better, more dominant player than Magic Johnson, Tim Duncan, Shaq, and LeBron James, okay? First off, Magic Johnson was very touted out of Michigan State. You can see, even during his time at Michigan State, he was going to dominate the NBA, especially when you consider what he did in college at Michigan State. National team, national spotlight, dominant player in college. You could see, you could tell, you could definitely tell the way Magic played in college, he was going to be a dominant player in the NBA. Especially considering the fact that he basically outplayed the second best player in the country that year. There was a 1978 NCAA championship, Michigan State and Indiana State. Larry Bird was very touted. People forget for as great as Magic Johnson was, Larry Bird was just as great. And he was touted as the second. A lot of people had him ahead of Magic Johnson. And even when they got to the pros, it was close between those two. So he wins the championship in the college. Straight goes to the NBA, dominates. Should have won Rookie of the Year if you ask me. But Larry Bird, there's a whole lot of biasness. There's a whole lot of biasness in the media back then and shit, right? Whole lot of biasness and whole lot of racial conflict. Even though we were moving past the civil rights shit, the civil rights movement. The civil rights movement. There was still racial undertones back then. And a lot of people believe, especially when you consider the NBA and where it was back then. A lot of games on tape delay and shit. And Magic and Bird came in there and basically changed the paradigm. They put the NBA, they saved the NBA from collapsing on itself. And more importantly, Magic Johnson, the year after he won the championship in college, they went to the finals with the Los Angeles Lakers in 1980, right? Philadelphia 76ers, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is dominating. You had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Jamal Wilkes, Spencer Hayward, Norm Nixon, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar gets hurt. Long story short, Game 6, they up 3-2. Magic Johnson plays all five positions in that game and wins the NBA championship. And he goes on to dominate the decade in the 80s, We're comparing Magic Johnson to Kobe Bryant. Kobe is a more dominant, more flashier scorer, right? But Magic's game is better all around. I mean, he could play defense when he wanted to, but as far as impact on the game, impact on winning, impact on culture, he's the greatest Laker of all time. Okay? Hands down. Because without Magic Johnson, the Lakers don't have that lure or that appeal that you see now. Yeah, Kobe played the part. And like I said, he's in Laker lore, he's probably top 3. I give Kobe top 3. Though you can make an argument for Wilt Chamberlain over Kobe Bryant. You can make an argument for Wilt Chamberlain over Kobe Bryant, even though Wilt Chamberlain was there, and by the time he got there, he was past his prime and shit. Okay? So you make an argument for Wilt, but you got to give Kobe top 3. But as far as the impact, Magic basically put the Lakers on the map in the 80s, man. And his impact on the whole culture of winning, all-around play, I just can't see myself putting Kobe Bryant over Magic Johnson. Now let's get to Shaq. Let's get to Shaquille O'Neal, okay? Came to the NBA out of LSU. Rookie of the Year in 1993. Averaged what? Around 24 points per game, right? When you look at Shaq, right? Shaq was touted as going to be the most dominant player of his era. You had centers in the NBA like Patrick Ewing, of course, David Robinson, Alonzo Mourning, who came in his class, Hakeem Olajuwon, of course. But Shaq, he was a different kind of breed coming to the NBA. We had never seen nobody like Shaq coming to the NBA, straight up. And that first year, even though the Orlando Magic didn't make the playoffs, I should know because, that's my team right now, you know what I mean? Shaq basically changed life in Orlando. Orlando was an expansion team that came in 1989, right? But they didn't have success coming out the gate. And when Shaq got drafted in 1992, he basically changed the paradigm too for that franchise. He turned that franchise around in a year. Yeah, they got Penny Hardaway. They got Penny Hardaway a year later. No question about that. Penny was great in his own right. But just the mere sheer presence of Shaq, and I think his skill set is very underrated, man. People think Shaq was only a dunker and everything, and that was it. That was that. Shaq was just a dunker. Shaq didn't have a skill set. I beg to differ. You look at Shaq's game, and you can tell that Shaq was going to have an impact going forward. Second, third year in Orlando, he had him in the NBA Finals. And, that's probably been the quickest turnaround in league history. To go from a lottery team to the finals within a 2-year span, that has to go down. That has to be known as the quickest turnaround from fringe, from a non-contender to a contending championship level team, man. Because that Orlando Magic team, I'll tell you that. If it wasn't for Hakeem Olajuwon, you can definitely make the argument, man. For it was that legendary run Hakeem Olajuwon had. Wasn't for that legendary run, you can make the argument Orlando Magic win the title that year. They definitely win the title that year, because, Nick Anderson, Dennis Scott, of course, Penny Hardaway. You had Donald Wall, Anthony Bowie, Brian Shaw, who, coincidentally enough, played with Shaq, won 3 championships with Shaq in L.A. I'm going to get to L.A. But if it wasn't for Hakeem Olajuwon and, of course, Michael Jordan coming back with the Chicago Bulls 1 year later, that Orlando Magic team becomes a dynasty. But we all know the business of the NBA gets in the way of everything and shit, right? They go to the Lakers. He goes to the Lakers. He has his, growing pains and shortcomings, but what other great player don't? That stretch from 2000 to 2002, you can make the case that Shaq was the most dominant player in league history. The numbers he was putting up, the blocks, the defense, the rebounds, no center in the history of the game had a dominant stretch like Shaq. You can make an argument for a key, right? But I feel like Shaq's first 5 years, when he took Orlando Magic to the finals, is better than the King's first 5 years. People always say that Kobe was the equal to Shaq during that 3-year stretch when they three-peated. That couldn't be furthest from the truth. You know what I mean? Let's just say, hypothetically, and shit, right? Kobe, it's just Kobe. It's just Kobe on those Lakers teams. So you think for 1 minute, 1 second, that they even come close to the finals? Yeah, Kobe did his part. Yeah, Kobe was great. Don't get me wrong. Kobe was great. Kobe was great. But we gotta take this shit into account here. Who's gonna be there to draw the double teams to open shit up for Kobe Bryant? That plays a huge role. That plays a huge part in that shit. And you can't tell me otherwise different. Yeah, Kobe has longevity on this side. He definitely does. But as far as sheer dominance, a stretch of 10, 11, 12 years, 10, 11, 12 years, right? Shaq outclasses him. Shaq outclasses Kobe. You can't name me one season outside of 2006, 2007, maybe, that come close to what he did in 94, 95, what he did in 2000, and what he did in 2001. Me personally, 2001, I know Allen Iverson won the MVP, but they took their foot off the gas during that season. And I feel as though if the Lakers that year had just came out and taken care of business as usual, Shaq wins another MVP. Matter of fact, Shaq should have won the MVP in 2005 because he turned the Miami Heat around, right? Now let's get to Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan changed life in San Antonio. You got to remember, San Antonio didn't make the playoff. They had the worst record in the NBA. What was that, 96? 96, Tim Duncan came in 97. You put him alongside David Robinson, they're contenders again. Tim Duncan quietly was putting up numbers that rival basically any other power forward in history. Yeah, they may not look fancy, they may not look flashy, but his impact and the way he turned the San Antonio Spurs around is unprecedented. You know, they win the championship in '99. Then they might not repeat it. Okay, they may not have repeated as champs, but each year following that, they were contender status through and through. You know, and I feel like Kobe's game is more flashier, but I feel like Tim Duncan is way more efficient. Tim Duncan has way more impact on winning. And also Tim Duncan is more of has better impact defensively. Offensively, I give it to Kobe, but defensively, and the way you can plug Tim Duncan into the way Tim Duncan was plugged into the Spurs, and the way he was selfless, he kept them on top. He kept them on top for an unprecedented period of time. You know, even in down years, Tim Duncan was staying effective. The knock on Kobe is, for as great as he was, he became his own worst enemy them years after Shaq. You know, I'm not gonna get into all the other stuff, all the other things that was going on, all the other things that was happening. But as far as, yeah, Kobe's numbers were a tad bit better scoring wise, but rebounding, assists, and blocks, it's not even close. It's not even close. Tim Duncan edges him out every time and has a better impact on winning. Had a better impact on winning. See, Tim Duncan is right there in my top 6, okay, for a reason. His longevity, his commitment to winning, you know what I mean? Even in the years in 2013, 14, when they went to back-to-back finals and won that championship in 2014, right? Yeah, Tim Duncan wasn't the best player night in and night out. But the little things he did to contribute to the winning, Kobe didn't do it. And that's no knock on him. You know? Like I said again, Kobe was great. Kobe was great. Kobe's an all-time great. But I'm just speaking facts. I'm keeping it 100. Tim Duncan is a far superior player and had a better impact on winning. Now LeBron James. Now I'm going to hurt some feelings who, you know, I know some of you Kobe Knights hear this shit, but there hasn't been any prep to pro player, any high school player that has come into the league and lived up to the hype much as LeBron James did. You know what I mean? He basically turned life around in Cleveland. Cleveland Cavaliers, see, I'm in here in Northeast Ohio right now. Cleveland Cavaliers were a secondary. Nobody was really thought of Cleveland as winning serious championships. Yeah, you had the Mark Price. Yeah, you had the Craig Elo, Brad Daugherty era. But they weren't beating those Bulls teams. Ain't no way. He gave that franchise, he put that franchise back on the map, and he single-handedly carried that franchise. People want to combat and say the Lakers weren't being fair to Kobe in his first 4 years in the league. Well, if Kobe was that good, why did it take him year 3 to start? Don't give me that bullshit excuse about Jerry West. I mean, Jerry, Al Harris holding him back. Kobe was great. I mean, Kobe could have, he could have done some things to ensure himself a starting job. But you look at what Kobe did, it didn't come close to what LeBron did his first 7 years in Cleveland. Yeah, he missed the playoffs his first 2 years. But are you going to take, who you taking their first 4 years in the playoffs? And I'm not counting the first 4 years coming out the gate. Because you got to factor in, Kobe had a stacked squad with Eddie Jones, Nick Van Exel, Shaq coming in. You had Cedric Ceballos, you had Glenn Rice, you had Elden Campbell. 4 All-Stars on one team 1 year. Shaq, Eddie Jones, Kobe, and Nick Van Exel. It was just LeBron and Cleveland. And don't give me that All-Star shit about Larry Hughes and Mo Williams. Please. They were on the level of what the Lakers had. First 4 years, LeBron's games, LeBron's playoff numbers, first 4 in comparison to Kobe's, it's not even close. Plus the fact that you look at their careers, LeBron has 3 more MVPs, 2 more Finals MVPs. You look at the stats in the finals, better finals stats, and more signature moments than Kobe. Maybe one signature Kobe moment. That's besides maybe Game 7 in 2010. A lot of those he was supposed to win. Anyway, he was the favorite anyway coming in. Kobe was. LeBron, out of the 4 championships he's won, he was only favored to win one of them. Only favored to win one of them. I take that back. He was only favored out of the 10 finals he's been to, he was only favored to win 3. I say 3. The one in 2011 where he shitted the bed, the one in 2013, and the recent one he won in 2020. You put those numbers, you put them side by side and shit. Numbers reflect production, right? Numbers reflect production. And you can't tell me, can't tell me people don't use numbers. They use this so-called eye test and shit, right? But even in the eye test, you got a so-called eye test, you use numbers and shit. You're going to use numbers because numbers are production. Numbers reflect production. You can have an eye test all you want to. But an eye test is very biased. The eye test is very biased. You can say you saw something, but you can fabricate some other shit and say it's actually not true. Numbers reflect production. And what the numbers tell me is that LeBron is the more dominant player. LeBron is the more dominant player. And plus now he has longevity on his side. This will be year 20 going in, and he's right there with Kobe as far as longevity. All right? So, it's bullshit that Rip Bucher is on. He's just another one of these Peckerwood puppets that's programmed to diminish LeBron in any kind of way. And, his reasoning for his top 10 is bullshit. But let me know what y'all people think, man. Y'all think about this? What do you think about Rick the Dick Bucher's punk ass list? Now I want to hear from all y'all, man. What y'all think about this shit? Let me know. And I'm gonna holler at y'all. I'm gonna hit y'all up in pretty soon. Hit the like, subscribe, and I'm gonna get at y'all. Tell me what y'all think.